Get ready for another Hosts at Home, Adams Archives.
Two-thirds of one of the greatest receiving trios in NFL history. Part of Peyton Manning's record-breaking season from the Indianapolis Colts, Brandon Stokely and Reggie Wayne. Next, teammates for all 5 of their pro seasons. One's a defensive back and part-time model. The other, a 4-time Pro Bowl inside linebacker and an avid ping-pong player. From Dub Airs, Todd McMillan and Brian Urlacher. And finally, as teenagers, one was so impressed with the other that she asked for an autograph. 7 years later, they're the #1 ranked volleyball team in the world, Misty May and Kerry Walsh. What up? I'm Stuart Scott, and welcome to Teammates, the show where pairs of athletes put their teamwork to the test. Right about now, it's time for these teammates to do the thing. Now, we're going to start off by sending Todd, Misty, and Reggie to the locker room so we can ask their teammates a few questions about them. Basically, y'all get up, get out of here so we can talk about you behind your back. Say your goodbyes, peace up, big ups, all that good stuff. Now, as they head off, let's explain the rules of the game. We're going to start off with the game we call one-on-one, and here's how it shakes down. Our pairs are separated. One kicks back in the locker room, one stays right here on the field to answer questions about the other. Then, we're going to bring the other teammate back and ask them the same questions. Do the answers match, or do our teammates need some more reps after practice? Are y'all ready to do this thing with one-on-one?
Let's do it.
Brian.
I'm ready.
You look sad. Do you miss Todd already?
I'm trying to think.
Oh, you're trying to think?
Trying to think.
You don't miss Todd, you're just trying to think?
Just thinking.
All right, we're starting with you, Brian. What is Todd's favorite after-hours activity?
Favorite after hours?
Keep it clean. Family show.
Sleeping.
All right. Carrie, what is Misty's favorite after-hours activity?
There's so many options. I would say after therapy, she goes home and hangs out with her husband at her home. At her home. Watching TV, hanging out.
Husband, home, TV, hanging out. Okay.
She's a newlywed, you know.
Oh, yeah. Well, okay. We move on.
Keeping it clean here.
Brandon, what is Reggie's favorite after-hours activity?
I'll have to say bowling. He's a pretty good bowler, so I'll go with bowling.
No 300 games, right?
I don't think so.
Jerome Bettis, Steelers, got a 300 game under his belt. I'm just saying. All right, Carrie, we're starting with you. Question 2. Who would Misty say should play you in a movie about your life?
Oh, my goodness gracious. I would say she would need to be tall, skinny, and a little spastic. I don't know who fits that. We'll say Uma Thurman, even though she's not spastic, but...
You're spastic, Uma's not, but Uma should play you.
But it's Hollywood, so, you know.
Okay,
help me out.
Licensing.
Yes.
Brandon, who would Reggie say should play you in a movie about your life?
I'll go with Nicolas Cage. He's said a few times throughout the season that I look like Nicolas Cage for some reason. I don't know why, but so we'll go with Nicolas Cage.
And Nicolas is kind of spastic too.
He is?
Yeah, a little bit. Brian, who would Todd say should play you in a movie about your life?
I'd have to say Drago from Rocky, the Dolph Lundgren, is that his name?
Something like that. Just call him Drago. We know who he is, right?
Making jokes, so I'd say him.
I must break you.
Yes.
If he dies, he dies. All right, third question. Brandon, we're starting with you. Would you say Reggie is more like a fine wine, a beer, or a kamikaze shot?
Man, that's a tough one.
Yeah, he's your teammate, though.
Let's go with beer.
Beer. All right. Brian, would you say Todd is more like a fine wine, a beer, or kamikaze shot?
He would say probably fine wine, so I'm going to go with that.
Fine wine.
Try and get the answer match up with his.
Even though you don't really believe that,
No,
do
I
you?
don't believe it. I'm saying that.
What do you really think?
Probably kamikaze's kind of crazy.
Right. Carrie, would you say Misty is more like a fine wine, a beer, or a kamikaze shot?
I'd say Misty is more like a fine beer.
A fine beer?
Yeah.
That really wasn't one of the choices. Okay, again, fine wine, beer, kamikaze
Beer.
shot.
Beer.
Beer.
Solid.
Just beer.
Final answer.
Final answer.
Wrong show, final answer. All right, our teammates reunite. We'll find out how well they really know each other. But first, here's how the scoring works. Each correct answer is worth 15 points. In the end, the team with the most points walks out of here with 30 large. Did y'all greet each other, say what up? I missed you? Oh, that's so sweet. You all, hey, you don't do that.
helps.
Yeah,
Osmosis.
y'all don't need to like snuggle up with each other. It's cool. Good job, but all right.
Lots of love here.
That's love. That's love. All right, Todd, you ready?
Yep.
Todd, what is your favorite after-hours activity?
Oh, easily. I hope he said this, but it has to be video games.
Man, I said sleep.
He wanted to.
Oh,
I did after it was happening so fast I didn't have time to think about it. I want
Misty, what is your favorite after-hours activity?
After hours, considering I don't go out very much, I would say go home and go to sleep and rest.
Give it to me. Right?
Movie, go to sleep.
Well, okay, wait.
Home is the
Carrie,
key
you
word
said
here.
give it to me. What did you say?
I said go home
Uh-huh.
and relax.
Hey, yo.
And hang out with your husband.
Right.
And watch TV. Same thing.
Who Misty
Judges.
obviously forgot about.
No,
way.
he's gone. He's an athlete. He's gone, so right now I'm going home by myself.
She said it was after therapy, you go home and hang out with your husband. And then she said something about being a newlywed and inferred some things that we're not even going to get into.
wow.
Reggie, what is your favorite after-hours activity?
After hours, I'm tired, man. I gotta go to sleep, baby.
Bowling. You're a bowler.
After hours?
Cosmic bowling, they glow in the dark bowling, California.
All right, moving on. We're going to start question 2. Misty, who should play Carrie in a movie about her life?
I would say Gabby Reese, just because Gabby's tall and plays volleyball.
Gabby Reese?
Sorry. No, I
Tall,
said,
skinny,
I said
spastic?
Uma, because she's an actress.
Yeah.
Thurman.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Reggie, who should play Brandon in a movie about his life?
it's gotta be Nicolas Cage.
Brandon, that was like a half hug there. It's all good. It's cool. No, it was good. I like it. No, it's cool, man. Give it up some more. Todd, who should play Brian in a movie about his life?
Who would play him?
Don't say Denzel, okay?
No, I won't.
Okay. Say something.
Today.
Tom Hanks?
You guys always Drago. You guys always joking about the Drago dude from Rocky.
Dolph
that.
Lundgren.
Whatever. Dolph Lundgren. Yeah. That's what I said.
I'm gonna say that.
Because
Whatever.
Brian, you look just like Tom Hanks, really.
Yeah, just my favorite guy.
I didn't know.
Reggie, are you more like a fine wine, a beer, or kamikaze shot?
I'm gonna go with beer.
The Colts are rolling. Todd, are you more like a fine wine, a beer, or kamikaze shot?
You won't even look at me. I'm gonna say, since I'm older than him, I would say a fine wine.
Yes.
Chi-town. Misty, are you more like a fine wine, a beer, or kamikaze shot?
Am I?
Yes.
I'd say a beer. Yeah! Bubbly and goes down smooth.
We're going to move ahead to round 2. Brian, Carrie, Brandon. Get out of here so we can find out some things about you that maybe even you didn't know. While they leave, let's take a look at the scoreboard after round 1. Team Bears, 15 points, tied with Team USA, 15 points, and leading Team Colts with 30 points. All right, Todd, your turn. Here we go. Brian does a great impression of whom?
Oh, he does a great impression of, what does he say?
He did a pretty good Ivan Drago. Not that I'm trying to give you answers, but you seemed a little stumped.
Oh, man. I'm gonna say
Something resembling anybody.
De Niro.
De Niro.
Yeah.
Is that true, or did you just... Okay.
Just going.
Misty, Carrie does a great impression of whom?
She doesn't really I think I'm more the comic, but lately she's been into Napoleon Dynamite lately. So I would say, the little redhead guy that says idiot. I don't know how he does it, but so Napoleon Dynamite.
All right.
or
You do a
Napoleon.
pretty good impression of him, too. All right. Reggie, Brandon does a great impression of whom?
I'm gonna have to say he does a great Peyton Manning impression.
He does Peyton. Does Brandon throw 49 touchdown passes, or does he just catch the 49?
He just catches the 49.
Gotcha. All right, second question. Misty, we start with you. At practice, who on your team is the first to arrive and who is the first to leave?
Carrie will be first to arrive and first to leave.
Okay. Reggie, at practice, who on your team is the first to arrive and who is the first to leave?
I'm going to say first to arrive would be Peyton Manning.
All right.
And last to leave.
No, first to leave.
First to leave would be David Thornton.
Okay. Todd, at practice, who on your team is the first to arrive and who is the first to leave?
The first to leave is Brian. I know that, so I'll go that way first.
All right.
He's the first to leave. The first to arrive would be Olin Cruz.
Okay. Reggie, we start with you. Third question. Where would we most likely find Brandon? In the weight room, the trainer's room, or the lunchroom?
I'm in the trainer's room.
Trainer's room?
Yeah. He still get his foot massage from 2 years ago.
Okay, TMI, too much information. Todd, where would we most likely find Brian? In the weight room, the trainer's room, or the lunchroom?
If it ain't his hamstring, it's his foot. If it's not his foot, it's something in the training room, all the way.
Misty, where would we most likely find Carrie? In the weight room, the trainer's room, or the lunchroom?
For Carrie, I'm gonna say weight room because I'm always in the training room because I think I'm like Brian, something's always wrong with me. And she's strong and never seems to break down. So I'm gonna say the weight room for Carrie.
Weight room for Carrie.
And she's long and skinny, so obviously not the lunchroom.
All right, coming up, we're gonna finish round 2. Teammates. Exactly how much do you know about your teammates? We're gonna find out what they know. Stick around. Stuart Scott back at you on ESPN's Teammates. We have 3 sets of teammates finding out new and bananas things about each other that they thought they knew. All right. Find out how round 2 went. Y'all ready? Feeling good? Secure? Safe? We're about to find out. Brian, who do you do a great impression of?
Nobody really.
Exactly.
What would he say? Well, Coach Babbage, one of our coaches. I don't know.
Todd?
What'd you say then?
I took the same thing. I took a guess, De Niro. You always say bada boom. You say bada boom, bada bing.
No, I
You say all that stupid stuff. Next.
You gotta go on.
Carrie, who do you do a great impression of?
Misty is more the impressionist, but I would say...
Which is exactly what she said.
5 points?
No, that's not the correct answer, though.
I would say our Coach Dane. Damn. What is it? Idiot. Oh, Napoleon.
Brandon, who do you do a great impression of?
I really don't do impressions, so
Which is what I said.
yeah. I mean, a lot of people do impressions on our team, and they usually make fun of Peyton. So I'll say Peyton.
Yes!
Just the way,
Well, do it. Quick.
Give me the way he drops back, and it's kind of like that kind of deal. Yeah, and, under center, and the way he does his, all that other stuff, and the antics on the.
That was pretty good. He's stiff. All right. That's funny. Carrie, second question. At practice, who on your team is the first to arrive and who is the first to leave?
Me. On both accounts.
Brandon, at practice, who on your team is the first to arrive and who is the first to leave?
I mean, first to arrive, it's got to be, I'd say, Peyton. And the first to leave, Marvin.
I messed that one up. I blew that one.
Who'd you say?
I blew that one. That was my fault. You're right.
Well, tell him who you said.
AJ. I'm trying to go around that.
Just tell him who you said.
I said DT. I blew it. That was my fault.
All right. Man taking advantage of it. He owning up to it. All right. Brian, at practice, who on your team is the first to arrive and who is the first to leave?
First to arrive is. I gotta say Boone. Every time I get there, he's the first one to leave. First one there every time I get there in the morning. Who'd you say?
We ain't finished with the thing.
Well, we can't get it right now. It doesn't matter.
Well, just finish anyway. Who's the first to leave?
Me.
Okay, you got that part right.
Yeah. But I spend a lot of time at work, though. I always watch film and stuff. Who was first? Who's first?
I messed it. I said Olin Cruz, because he's always working out.
Yeah, but doesn't mean he's there first. Boone's
Yeah,
always
every
there.
time I don't never see Boone there.
Brandon, where would we most likely find you? In the weight room, the trainer's room, or the lunchroom?
I mean, for me, I've been hurt a lot throughout my career, so I have to say the training room.
Yes! Yes! Yes!
Foot massage for 2 years?
What's that?
That's what he said. You've been having your foot kind of rubbed deeply for
worked
2
on a
years.
lot.
I told you. I told you.
Tough foot
He
injury,
did.
you know, so it
Told
needs to be massaged.
Hey, you ain't got no hammer toes, do you? Toes that like go 15 different directions?
No,
All right,
not
good.
yet.
Brian, where would we most likely find you? In the weight room, the trainer's room, or the lunchroom?
After last year, I have to say training room.
About time.
Oh, that's a good thing. You got one right.
Carrie, where would we most likely find you? In the weight room, the trainer's room, or the lunchroom?
Oh my gosh, this is a tough one. Lately, I have a bit of a shoulder problem.
No, look, whoa, no, the eye thing.
Joking!
Misty, look away. Misty, look away.
I won't look at her. I would say the lunchroom. Damn it.
The weight room.
You know what? This was one of our practice questions we gave each other.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I blew it.
Misty said she'd be in the lunchroom. Okay.
I would say
you know
training
it's a
room.
competition. You know, usually it's all nice and good, but when somebody gets it wrong and the opposing team starts clapping because y'all got it wrong, game on, y'all. Game on. Second round is over. Let's take a look at the scoreboard. Just like after round one, Team Bears and Team USA tied. Now they have 30 points. And just like after round one, Team Colts has doubled the field. Team Colts leading with 60 points, but it is still anyone's game. Still time to catch up because coming up, the truest test of teammates yet. This is a round that you will not want to miss. Stick around.
You got the tall one, short one,
Yeah, I think we're a good balance.
different personalities.
Yes.
We're not like them. We don't travel around and stuff together like that. So it's gonna be tough to beat them.
But we got it. We think we got
We'll be
it.
all right.
We got it under wraps.
Big ups and welcome back to Teammates. 30 large, $30,000 at stake as we begin the final round. Now, you've already seen a little one-on-one. Now it's time for two on who. Here's how it works. We've asked a series of questions to a third teammate or coach. Now, working together, our teams here will try and predict their answers. In this round, each correct response is worth 5 points, and they'll have 60 seconds to match as many as possible to grab a total of 40 points. We're going to start with Team Bears. Now, right now, you guys are tied for second, or tied for last, with 30 points. To give yourself a chance to win, you need 35 points. That's 7 correct answers, all right?
Got it.
All right, now, your third teammate, DB Jerry Azuma. We asked Zoom a series of questions, and he answered them. Now, you guys got to match it, okay? 60 seconds. You guys ready?
Yes. Yep.
All right, guys, your two on who begins now. If you all were climbing Mount Everest, who did Jerry say he would want holding his safety cord, Brian or Todd?
Brian.
Correct. Is Jerry a yeller screamer or a quiet cheerleader?
Yellow screamer.
Yellow screen.
Incorrect. Who did Jerry say is more likely to become a coach, Brian or Todd?
I'll say you.
Brian.
Maybe.
Pick one.
Brian.
Incorrect. Who does Jerry think has the loudest mouth in the locker room, Brian or Todd? 30 seconds.
I'll say me.
Todd.
Todd? Correct. Who did Jerry say on your team is least likely to play hurt?
Todd.
No. I agree. Go ahead.
Incorrect. Who did Jerry say is more likely? Who did Jerry say is more likely to write a tell-all book, Brian or Todd?
That's me.
Todd.
Todd, correct. Who did Jerry say is more likely to win an argument, Brian or Todd?
Me.
Todd.
Incorrect.
Oh, you stink.
that
You
sucks.
stink.
So who's gonna win the argument?
Everything on
You
company.
did.
Write me a check.
Cut the check.
3 correct, total of 45 points. Marcus Reese, least likely to play hurt. Dog, I know you're big, but step on over there. Let's bring in the next group, Team USA. You guys have 30 points. To give yourself a chance to win, you have to answer at least 7 questions correctly. 7 times 5, 35. It's the whole math thing. Okay.
It's been a while. We got
Your third teammate or coach that we talked to is your coach, Dane Selznick.
Good
We
job.
asked him a series of questions, and he answered. Now you got to predict his answers. You ready? All right, Misty and Carrie, your 2 on who begins now. If you all were climbing Mount Everest, who would Coach say he would want holding his safety cord, Misty or Carrie?
Carrie. I'll say Carrie.
Incorrect.
Oh!
Is Coach a yeller screamer or a quiet cheerleader?
Quiet. Yeller, screamer. Yeller.
Pick one.
Yeller.
Incorrect. Who did Coach say is more likely to become a coach, Misty or Carrie?
Misty.
Me. Misty.
Correct. Who did Coach say has the loudest mouth in the locker room, Misty or Carrie?
Carrie. Carrie.
Incorrect. Who did Coach say on your team is least likely to play hurt?
Misty. Because I had to pull out of the thing.
Misty? Incorrect. Who did Coach say is more likely to write a tell-all book, Misty or Carrie?
Carrie. Carrie.
Correct. 10 seconds. Who did Coach say is more likely to win in an argument, Misty or Carrie?
Carrie.
Carrie.
Correct. Who did Coach say is more competitive, Misty or Carrie?
Carrie. Carrie.
Correct. You got through them all.
Yeah.
You got 4 right. Now, you don't have to necessarily blame yourself.
He doesn't trust me with his bag?
Or you can blame, Coach Selznick. All right, 4 right. That means you have 50 points. Please step over there.
Dang it. What'd you guys get?
Let's bring in the last group, Team Colts. Now, guys, the good news is your 60 points, you've won already. Now, but listen, you guys are athletes, right? You're ballers. Team Bears got 3 right. Team USA got 4 right. You want to beat them in every round, right? You want to feel good about the 30,000. So you got to go for at least 5 right. All right. Now, your third teammate we talked to, tight end Marcus Pollard. We asked him some questions, and now we're going to ask you the same questions. You guys ready? All right. Reggie, Brandon, your 2 on who begins now. If you all were climbing Mount Everest, who did Marcus say he would want holding his safety cord, Brandon or Reggie?
It's gotta be you.
Me.
Brandon? Correct. Is Marcus a yeller screamer or quiet cheerleader?
Yellow screamer.
Correct. Who did Marcus say is more likely to become a coach, Brandon or Reggie?
Me. Brandon.
Stokely.
Brandon, correct. Who did Marcus say has the loudest mouth in the locker room, Brandon or Reggie?
Reggie.
Me.
Correct. Who did Marcus say on your team is least likely to play hurt?
Him.
30 seconds. Who's him?
Pollard.
Do you agree?
No. I don't.
You gotta agree.
Pollard.
Correct. Who did Marcus say is more likely to write a tell-all book, Brandon or Reggie?
It's gotta be you. Huh?
Give me something.
Reggie.
Me.
Do you agree? Incorrect. Yeah. You. Who did Marcus say is more likely to win in an argument, Brandon or Reggie?
Reggie.
Correct. Who did Marcus say is more competitive? Time's up. Y'all fellas rolled, man. I mean, y'all beat them like one of them games that Peyton had 6 touchdown passes.
Hey.
That's how we do it.
$30,000 to Brandon Stokely and Reggie from W. Wayne. 6 correct in the last round. You beat him in every round. Y'all, come on, check out what winners look like.
Winner circle.
Teammates, y'all gotta talk some more. Hey, whoever your teammate is, be a good teammate. Stuart Scott, hugs and hand pounds.
That's all I have done.